Hello everyone, I hope you are all having a great day today. In today's video, I'm going to do something a little different from our usual content. Typically I talk about the organ or what it's like being an organist, but today I'm going to talk about my other passion, Disney. Specifically, I want to talk about something from Frozen that's been bugging me for a while. During the song, For the First Time in Forever, just as the gates are opening and Anna heads out of the palace into Arendelle, we see many of the guests arriving for Elsa's coronation, including Rapunzel and Eugene from Tangled. Now, I've been on a bit of a Tangled kick lately. Two of my recent arrangements have been from the movie, and I just finished watching the first season of the Tangled TV series with my daughter. And as I've been thinking about this, I started wondering, what were Rapunzel and Eugene doing, along with everyone else, during Elsa's Great Freeze? That's what I want to talk about today. Now, before we get going, I know a lot of you are probably saying, this is just an Easter egg, Rapunzel and Eugene are not part of Frozen, and you're absolutely right. I like to buy into the idea, though, that many things in the Disney universe are connected, so I thought this would be a fun, lighthearted topic to explore. If this doesn't interest you, that's totally fine. We'll be back to talking about organs next week. So let's start off with what we do know. Rapunzel and Eugene traveled from Corona to Arendelle for Elsa's coronation. At the party following the coronation, Elsa inadvertently creates an eternal winter, effectively trapping everyone in Arendelle. Now, we never see Rapunzel or Eugene again, but I think it's highly unlikely that they would have skipped out on the party to head home. A trip like this would most likely have taken several days, and as Rapunzel is the princess of Corona, it would be important, not to mention diplomatic, for her to stay for all of the festivities. Dignitaries from many other countries were there and stayed through the party, subsequently getting trapped when the fjord froze. I also think it's unlikely that Rapunzel and Eugene would have received urgent news that would have caused them to leave early. Why then don't we ever see them again? Many of the dignitaries all band together, particularly with Hans and the Duke of Weselton taking charge, so why aren't Rapunzel and Eugene part of that little group? As is evidenced from both Tangled the movie and the new series, which if you haven't seen I highly recommend, the episodes are fun and entertaining, plus there's a lot of really strong character development and a good story arc that ties everything together. Anyway, as I was saying, Rapunzel is not one to sit idly by during a crisis. She has a very take-charge personality, and she and Eugene wouldn't be hiding away when people were in trouble. So here's my take on what happened and why we never see them again. After Elsa flees and Anna goes after her, she leaves Hans in charge. As Rapunzel and Eugene likely witnessed this whole scene firsthand, even though we don't see them, I'm inclined to believe that they're there, they would want to help. I think that soon after Anna left, Rapunzel and Eugene would have gone to Hans, introduced themselves, and offered their assistance. As Hans was plotting to take over Arendelle, the sudden appearance of royalty from another nation would likely have given him some concern. Apart from the Duke, most of the other visiting dignitaries do not seem to have very high standing, unlike Hans, who is a prince, and Rapunzel, who is a princess. On a side note, sorry, I'm going off on a little tangent here. With Rapunzel being a princess, doesn't it seem like she might be a little more prominently featured when she came to Arendelle? There's a theory out there that Rapunzel is actually Anna and Elsa's cousin. Queen Iduna of Arendelle and Queen Ariana of Corona bear some resemblance, and the theory goes they are actually sisters. The theory goes on to say that King Agnar and Queen Iduna were on their way to Rapunzel's wedding when their ship sank. Now, this theory has been debunked by Mandy Moore, who voices Rapunzel, so it doesn't seem like there is a direct connection. We don't actually know where the king and queen were headed, though the directors of Frozen have confirmed that they didn't die when their ship went down. But that's a subject for another day. So ultimately, I think that Rapunzel just didn't want a big fuss made over her when she arrived in Arendelle, so she kept a low profile. Anyway, back to Rapunzel and Hans. I think that Hans most likely saw Rapunzel and Eugene as a threat to his plans. It seems to me that he would have wanted to make sure they were out of his way so he could make his move. And while he knew that the Duke probably had some nefarious plans of his own, Hans probably saw that Rapunzel and Eugene truly wanted to help the people of Arendelle. In the movie, we only see a small portion of the town around the palace, but it stands to reason that the city was a decent size and not everyone who needed help would be coming to the castle. I'm guessing then that Hans would have sent them off into the city to help in any way they could, probably as his or possibly even as Anna's official emissaries. This would have kept Rapunzel and Eugene out of his way, and it would also explain why we never see them again. The movie focuses on events around the castle, but I suspect that our princess from Corona was out in the thick of things, helping the people of Arendelle in any way that she could. I hope that you have enjoyed this little bit of a different video today. If you did, please be sure to give it a like and share it with your friends. Be sure to let me know down in the comments what you think Rapunzel and Eugene might have been up to when they were in Arendelle. Also, if you enjoyed this commentary and would like to see more videos like this in the future, please let me know that too, as well as any topic you might like me to cover. I love to dive into the backstories of Disney movies, and I'm always curious about fan theories, so let me know what you'd like me to cover. Please be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and if you haven't already, I would encourage you to subscribe and make sure you click that little notification bell so that you can stay up to date on all my latest posts. If you want to help support this channel, I would encourage you to consider becoming one of my Patreons. You can find links to all of my sites down in the description. Thanks for watching. See you real soon.